Hello, welcome back. I'm finally starting to film again. I haven't for a while because actually I have, but I've been posting it because I realize that I'm very bad at filming myself, like working. It doesn't look good and the footage isn't the best, but we're gonna try to do better for this one. Today, very special day. It has been exactly a year since we brought this car home from the first time. It was June 3rd, 2025, and that's the day that kind of started like my desire to start making this channel to make the build series for this car. And I'd say we got a lot farther than I thought we were going to in the first year. When I first got the car, like just the guy who had it before me, he had tint on all the windows, and then he had a straight pipe. So I was starting to do that anyway because I'm a kid and I like my car to be loud and annoy everybody. But then recently I put the CTS test pipe on, and so it's just like straight 3 inch. That 3 inch into 2.5 all the way out is way too loud. So I actually have a valve muffler I'm gonna put on some point. So, and at the beginning at the time we had this car, the first thing I did, like pretty much for the car, was I got this RS4 style front grille, which I think looks very good. I might go back to the stock one if I wrap it though. Actually, talk more about that a little later. But the first like engine modification I did was we got the IE intake, which just makes the turbo sound cool, adds like 3 horsepower. And honestly, this is a good thing you should do with your engine. The second thing we did was I believe I got the 034 engine mounts, which can't see that well, but they actually are very nice. I realized when taking off my old ones that my old ones had cracked because there's fluid in the stock ones, and that causes them to be not as strong. And it's like a rubbery material, like on the mount, like because like and you can move and stuff. So that it cracked off, so it wasn't really holding it that well. Got those out. Got the street density 034s in, and then after that was when we did the first like performance thing, which was we got this stage 1 tune from IE, and that was pretty nice. And then thing after that was I had an issue with my intake manifold where the runner flaps messed up and they're like cracked, so I had to get a new one. So I went with the IE intake manifold, which then you have to get the IE intake manifold tune, which adds like I think 20 horsepower above the stage 1, just basic stage 1. So that was very nice. After that, kind of let it be for a while. Got like just R8 coil packs. I had APRs, and then those did not work so well. So I got just this OEM Bosch R8 coil packs. And then obviously for the tune, we got, I think it's 1 step colder NGKs, which are nice. After that, I didn't have any money, so we kind of just waited and waited. And then the PCV went bad. So we got this IE catch can, which does the job perfectly fine. I like how the CTS one looks more because it's silver instead of black, but that was out of stock, so I'm with that one. I love it. And then that just sat like that same way for a while, and then my turbo went bad. So we went with. So by the way, I'm still stock block and stock this bomb end of the engine stock, and so is the head. So we did not go with like a big turbo. We went with a CTS KO4, which I then paired with the IE intercooler. And we got a CTS test pipe. And an 034 high pressure fuel pump piston upgrade. Yeah. And and then we tried the IEK04 tune on 93, which said it could support the fueling upgrade from the piston, but it did not. And it was running terrible. I took it into that I did something wrong with it, like in my install, because I'm not a good mechanic or anything. And they found that there was gas just pooling in the engine that hadn't been ignited because the added fuel from the piston upgrade, the engine like the igniting the timing wasn't accustomed to that, so it didn't work. So we have to go with the custom tune right now, which I'm working with Warp Performance Tuning right now to get my custom tune. And while we're doing that, I had Mark 7R injectors off of Golf. I was like, might as well put those in if I'm getting custom tuning anyway, so I can have basically the best feeling I'm ever going to get. So I'm going to change that. And that's all we've done for performance wise. I did get, I should show you a better view in a second. I got BBS XR rims, which I think look very nice. I'm kind of mad. When I was putting them on, I was standing outside and I tripped. I was holding one of them. My hands are tripped. I dropped it and it like went across the ground. So there's one rim with curb rash on it, but it's not terrible. Other than that, we've done about 74 oil changes, and I can do with my eyes closed now, and then just basic maintenance. Okay, so then the plans for the future for this car, I'm done doing engine mods for a while because basically the point I'm at, I have to go forward. I have to build my engine, which is like new main bearings, rod bearings, rods, pistons, head studs, main studs, and then probably get new, like, upgrade the whole head, all the valves and the springs and everything. And I'm not gonna do it myself because I don't want to risk missing something up and fry my piston rings and have to do it again. So I'd take it to the shop to do that. So it's gonna cost me upwards of $8,000, which I cannot afford anytime soon. So in the meantime, we're just gonna stick to doing more like cosmetic mods because I haven't really done hardly any of that stuff. It's like carbon pieces. And then next spring/summer, I want to wrap the car. I'm not sure what color. If you have any idea, let me know. But I was thinking about doing, I think it's Audi or Porsche has a color. It's like China blue. I did like a ChatGPT rendering of it. It looks really good. So yeah. Another thing I want to do is get like a short shifter, or to make just more fun, because they're not terribly long, but like there's a Porsche 911 right there, and I want to shift kind of like that. Oh, totally forgot, important part. We also got a South Bend Stage 2 endurance clutch because my clutch went bad about half a year ago. So we got that. That thing is amazing. I've heard it might not be as strong as it's like acts like it is, but works great for me so far. So yeah, let me get a good view of the rims and then we'll talk more. All right, here is a better view of the rims. They're very nice. They have the fake carbon, like center caps, but they look very nice. So better view of the angle in the back. And then I did forget one thing in the engine. I did is we got a gofastbits diverter valve plus, like the full diverter valve, down there somewhere. So yeah, that's a thing. And then you can get a view of the front grille real quick. There it is. He also pulled, so if you can see over here, there's paint damage from before I got the car right there. It used to spread all the way across this door, but we pulled this door off of a car at the junkyard, which is a tiny bit less faded. You can kind of see it there, I think. So it doesn't look perfect, but it looks a lot better than it did, and that's all that matters to me. So yeah. Okay, hopefully that can see me good enough. So one thing I talk about is how reliable this car has been. When I was getting the car, it was between this and a B8.5 S4. I was like, oh, I'll get the 4-cylinder, be more reliable. It's not. Supposedly, the S4, the 3.0T, is like a lot more reliable. And I think those are stock with like 350. It's just stock with 220. And the amount of money that we have spent to push this car to be at the most maybe 320 with the custom tune, if that goes well, will be more than buying an S4. But I'm stubborn and I fell in love with this car, worked on it countless hours, so I'm happy with it. I'm very glad we got it. And I do prefer turbos to superchargers. And before I got this car, I watched the Flink Films build series for his B8. I was like, that's pretty sick. I want to do that to my car. So that is the goal, to get to like a big turbo, like a Boss 500, a Boss 600, and go from there. So about building the engine, I am a mechanical engineer at Western Michigan University. Well, I'm trying to be. So there is option for an engine building class, I think, in 2 years. I was going to try and take that class, and in the process, build my engine. So that means save up the money and then do it then. But that's the possibility. Okay, back to reliability. The main thing that's gone wrong in this car is I've had a misfire that I cannot figure out why. I think it's just because of the tune issue, but that's just me. First I thought it was like bright push coil packs, fix those. Went away for a little bit, and then I thought my PCV went bad, so I thought it was that. So I replaced that. Didn't go away. And then as I tightened the block off valves and the block off nuts or whatever on the back of the intake manifold, because I believe the PCV system, it cracked the intake manifold. So there's a little hole. I put gas maker in there to fill it up, but it wasn't perfect. So I was able to get a new one under warranty from IE for completely free because they are a great company. Sponsor me, kind of cool. Just kidding. But well, actually I'm not, but you know. And then just other stuff like oil changes, get more coolant in there. And I think we had to replace the high pressure fuel pump once because it was leaking gas into the oil, which is okay. I mean, it's going to do it at 120. So my car, it's by, it says before now, but I got it with 99,000 miles on it. It has 116 right now. So that broke at 105, which is, I'd say, pretty reasonable to last that long. But yeah, it's probably all about my car. In the future, we have a build video for the turbo intercooler test pipe and the injectors that I just put in. That's filmed. I'm working on editing that. I'm really bad at editing, so we'll see if it gets that done. And yeah, I'm just gonna try to find some money to keep going and buy more parts. I'm a photographer. I mean, try to get more shoots that pay me well. And if you wanted to get any clothes, pistonwearapparel.com. That's a good place to get your clothes. We got some pretty cool shirts there, pretty cool sweatshirts. If anyone has any like design ideas or requests, let me know. I could maybe make it into a shirt. I can't do like branded cars because I actually emailed a bunch of manufacturers like Porsche, GM, Ford, all them, and then they're like, yeah, you really can't do that unless you're gonna get sued. And I asked them like, so is everyone else who's doing that like doing legal? And they're like, yeah. So I'm gonna try to, for the time being, not try to get sued. I ain't got any money. And yeah, we will see where this build goes in the future. Hopefully, Boss 600 and fully built engine, 450 horsepower, can gap in S4. That'd be cool. Thanks for watching.